Please behave for everyone for once. Well, hello my darling YouTube fam, I hope you're well and dandy. I am Rebecca and welcome to my channel if I haven't met you already. Then it's lovely to meet you. I've got my green tea. It's nice to have a tea with you right now. So this video is going to be a little bit different to some of the other videos that I've done. Kind of similar in the sense that at the end of my videos I do generally talk about sort of mental health and trying to uplift you guys into having the life that you deserve. For some of you who have read my description, you know that I've talked about mental health that I've had and the anxiety and depression that I've experienced, and also, sorry, she's just really fluffy today, she's so soft, and the physical problems that I've had, mainly the tumour that I had in 2016, which is kind of sounds really bizarre, but one of the best things that happened to me, because it actually propelled me into going into the depths of YouTube, and it brings me here, and which has allowed me to have a most wonderful community. So this video, I just wanted to bring some awareness. It's World Mental Health Day, and I feel like it should almost be every day, but I know that's not possible. But if I can help in any way, bring some awareness to it, then that's great. You know, like I said, I've been through depression and anxiety, and from time to time, I still have anxiety, and I've had it where I've had panic attacks, which are so debilitating, you can't leave the house. When I think back many years, the depression I had was so intense. And it's really hard to explain depression to someone, because you know, you just feel so dead inside and lifeless and hopeless. Just getting out of bed is such a task in itself. But you know what, I just quickly say, but at the moment I am working at happiness. Like some of you guys know that I try and read to feed my mind positive things. I physically have to move my body, you know, like going to the gym. I have to physically sometimes not force myself, because now I know I get a natural high from all this kind of like moving the body and weight training and the cardio that I do. There's certain supplements that I use also to try and enhance the goodness in my body, so to speak. Foods also. So it's been one hell of a journey, and you know, it's still a journey, and it's, well, for me personally, like going to the gym is a pill in itself, and it's much more than just losing weight or looking good. You know, it's the fastest way to change your state, I find, is actually like physically working out. But that works for me, do you know what I mean? So I think it's a fundamental thing, as being part of a good singer as well, to be trying to be in your prime and trying to work out physically and mentally. It keeps you strong, do you know what I mean? So I do find the more I go, the stronger I become in the mind, and that is so crucial, I find. So it's been a roller coaster since I really went for YouTube and then fell into this world of reacting, which has been absolutely amazing because I've met so many wonderful people, and because of I believe, you know, I'm pretty transparent. What you see is what you get, and I think you guys know that. And you know, I bring in the humor and, you know, just talk quite openly about stuff, and because we're all human beings, which sounds so dumb, doesn't it? But we're all human and we all have our own story, and I'll say, like, you're never alone. And you know, I'm always welcoming messages and comments that I receive via, well, YouTube comments or social media. Even on my Patreon, I've been overwhelmed and still continue to be overwhelmed by the messages of support, but also the stories that you guys have told me. I've never realized how many sadness out in the world, and obviously I can't share the stories because they're private, and I don't think people would appreciate that. It's lovely to be able to make a community like this where we can all sort of share and discuss and talk, so you don't feel alone, so you're not feeling weird or different, although weird and different to me is a good thing, right? You know, the community of music and singing and what it does for people is so universal. It's, you know, like expression of singing, whether you're good or bad, or you think you're good or bad anyway, subjective. Just that release and feeling can do so much more than I think most people can comprehend, because, you know, it's scientific. It's releasing so many amazing chemicals in your system just by singing. But you know, if you're not feeling in the mood, last thing you want to do is sing. So I get that as well. But you know, the stuff that I've gone through, I used to be so ashamed. I wouldn't talk to anyone about it. You know, I once went to the doctor, deeply ashamed, and I couldn't talk, like family, friends, nothing. It was just like silence. I was silent with it all. I guess the only way I was expressing at the time was through singing or writing, poetry, you know, anything creative as an outlet, which really helped. And it still does. I'm finding, anyway, writing more now than ever, whatever. But going through the certain things that I've been through, like I said, people may think it's a weakness, but I believe it's one of your biggest strengths that you could ever have. And vulnerability, to me, is the new strength. And even in a singing sense, if you can bring some of that vulnerability into singing, then that is something that some people may never be able to do. But if you can actually hook into that, the state of vulnerability, whether you're writing or you're singing, it's something no one can take away from you. Only you know what you're going through. And if there's a way that you can actually express it in that moment, that present moment, that time, then it's amazing. And I mentioned present moment. Can I just like say a book that really helped me? I'll link it down below, maybe in my Amazon store. I think it's already there because I love it so much. And I remember crying, which sounds ridiculous. Like, who cries? But me all the time. Sensitive. Eckhart Tolle, but it absolutely lifts you up singing and makes you feel good. But you know, and even if you don't think you're good, like, please, I can't stress enough, just sing, please. Like, hashtag never stop singing. I don't mean that. Because what is good enough? You're already good enough. You're already worthy. You're already beautiful. You're already amazing as you are. Self-love is everything. It's not egoic. You're not a big head if you just want to self-indulge in yourself, because if you're not feeling good or up for it, no one's going to benefit from that, you know. Surround yourself with good people. This is the stuff that I say at the end of my videos, but I just wanted to bring a little bit more awareness. I'm hoping people will watch this. If I can just help in any way, it's you are never alone. This is not a weakness, you know. This is you, and you're extremely important in the world. And that's why I'm always saying, you know, look after yourself. Things will get better, I promise you. It's okay not to be okay also. And delve in the world of comedy. I love comedy. And that helps me. That's like therapy to me as well, you know. But anyway, everyone's got their stories. Don't judge anyone. Everyone has their story. Everyone's suffering in their own way. But stay in the present moment as much as possible. Go back to breathing. This is why it's so connected. If you can actually just go and do some breathing exercises, down to the belly, relax, close your eyes, just stay present just for that moment and just know what it feels like just to be centered. And it's always, if you can bring it back to that moment, it's a beautiful moment. It's very difficult, call it monkey brain, monkey mind, to actually just stay centered. And even, you know, thinking about the sounds outside, thinking about this, thinking about what you're going to do next, what he said, she said, da 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 da, you know, it's like shutting that down and just practicing doing that, and sing more. Listen to music. Music heals. Music's beautiful. And this guy was like, oh, he commented, sorry, I cry when I sing. How do I stop doing that? And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I do the same thing, so it's okay, like, let it out. So it's not just a British thing, like, don't show emotions. I find that that's the only way forward, is just to be yourself and to allow the emotions to come out. You don't want to be a complete blubbering mess. You know, try and contain some of the emotionality, but it's better out than in. And obviously work on technique, but hashtag never stop singing. Hashtag you're never alone. And hashtag be yourself. There you go. I hope you're okay. Glad she behaved. Feel free to comment down below if you want to share anything. And if not, that's okay. But the best piece of advice also is just don't forget to talk. There are people who can help you, who are there for you, and I think that's really important to sort of express, you know. And thank you for my loving community. You're just utterly amazing. I'm still overwhelmed by it all, if I'm honest with you. So if I can help you, that's great. You know, I feel like it's such a lovely feeling, and I didn't ever expect to be in this position. Okay, that sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? But you know what I mean, right? I don't mean for it to sound like that. And actually, before recording this, I was getting all emotional just thinking about what I was going to say. Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. Feel the fear and do it anyway. For me, beyond fear is your optimal potential. And we live in fear majority of the time. A lot of us don't live the lives we want to live, and it's so It's sad, isn't it? That feel the fear and do it anyway. Because once you've gone past the fear, which is in your head anyway, there's nothing else. Like, you don't need to worry because you've overcome the hardest point in your life, or whatever that may be. Okay, bye.